Hey, it's been probably 5 years now, I think just over 5 years since I replaced all the compartment locks on the RV. I think there's 12 of them altogether. They originally had those factory installed CH751 locks on them. The funny thing is that even though I don't have any of those locks anymore, I still keep one of those original keys on my keychain. The reason why is part of a story that I'll tell you here coming right up, and it's kind of interesting. But I also want to let you know how they've been holding up and what I do to maintain them. But also I was able to drop by the company who I bought them from 5 years ago, their industrial lock and hardware in Palmdale, California, and give you a little behind the scenes of how they make these locks. I learned a few interesting things that I want to share with you. So that's coming right up. It was several years ago. We're camping at the Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada for a few days, and we hear this woman's voice with a French accent outside the door. It's like, hello, and like looking at Melissa and like, there's somebody outside. So I go outside to see what she needs, and I'm like, hello, how's it going? And she's like asking for to borrow some tools, or if I had any tools. And I said, yeah, of course I got some tools. What do you need? And she's wanting me to help her break into her RV. And I'm like, okay. They were out hiking with their family and they got a rental RV and they lost their keys out there somewhere in the desert. There's a spare set in the RV, but they can't get in. But she's thinking that if she can get in this compartment that's in the back of the RV, that she can crawl in under the bed. I guess there's this access hole where they can get into the RV and get their spare keys. I'm like, okay, let me go take a look at your compartment and see what tools I need. You know where this is going. I happen to still have my CH751 key on me, even though it had been some time since I'd replaced all of my locks, but I had the key still. And I look at the lock, I'm like, let me try this. And I put it in the compartment, and I was able to open the compartment in their RV. And yeah, I saved the day, and they're actually able to go in and crawl through and get their spare keys, and everything was good. This has been an issue in the RV industry for a while. A lot of the trailers and smaller RVs, have these locks. Now this is Mark. Now he's been picking locks and opening safes for over 41 years.
But I've been doing this since 1979. I fell into this, and when you pick a lock open, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When you what we call swing a door on a safe, and you open it up, and they're like, you couldn't open up for 6 years. How'd you do it? It's kind of a cool feeling.
Mm-hmm. He's also a really creative and problem-solving kind of guy, and he figured he could come up with a solution for this CH751 lock problem and provide a real easy way for RV owners to be able to order replacement keys and come up with a little kit for them to do it themselves and replace all the locks on their RV with something that's a little bit more secure, and give them a key that works with all of their locks.
Perfect, let's do it. Thank you very much.
They came up with this order form that you could print out, so you could just go through all the locks in your RV and figure out exactly what sizes of the locks you needed and what different shapes and angles and bends you needed in these like cam components here. And it really made it easy just to, with all the pictures and everything on this order form, to be able to figure out exactly what you needed to order in order to replace the locks in your RV. Now back at the shop in Palmdale, they've got all the individual lock components already pre-sized and bent using this industrial press for those cam pieces, so that everything's on hand and ready to go, so they can quickly put together your custom locks and turn around these orders pretty quickly. Now one thing that I learned is that Mark himself actually built and tooled and milled a lot of these jigs and everything to create the locks themselves, and even the keys. Now, while I was there, Kyle, I believe his name's Kyle, actually showed me how they make each key and gave me a little demo of how they make one of the keys. Now say you need another lock or you need another key. One of the cool things that I learned is that they actually keep a record of all of the locks and key orders that they have. So if you do need another one or a replacement, you know, they can quickly look it up if you give them your information, and you don't have to order a whole new set. So they have records going back years and years that allow them to quickly turn around replacement sets for you. Now I remember when I ordered mine a long time ago, when I received it, everything was really organized. The packaging was really cool, and each piece of the lock had its own little section of this plastic sealed up thing, and I was really impressed because everything was just really easy to follow and customized for my specific order. So I was really excited to see that firsthand, you know, how they put that together. Cool. Easier than I thought. After 5 years, my locks are in pretty decent shape. You know, there's a little bit of minor weathering, you can tell. But overall, the locking mechanism itself is really smooth. There's no rust or anything like that. And, you know, all of them still open really easily with this key. Now, what I do to kind of keep them running smoothly is that every year I'll spray them with some kind of lubricant. Like what I use is either this like 3-in-1 dry lube, lock dry lube, that works pretty well. And I've also been using this Bow Shield T9, works pretty good. But yeah, I'll just take a little bit every year and I'll just go around each lock and spray a little bit in here, just enough, and just around that area there, just wipe off the excess, and that's pretty much all I need to do, and everything just keeps working just fine. So it's worked out really well. I'm pretty happy with it still, even after 5 years. Now, one of the things that I did when I ordered that original set of replacement locks a long time ago was to order a spare along with that set, and that worked out really, really well last year when I added this additional storage compartment for my inverter and my battery charger, because I was able to use that spare lock here and be able to lock this up and not have to go out and buy another lock and possibly another key. I suppose I could order one from Industrial Lock and Hardware, but I didn't have to. So that worked out really, really well. And this one actually is pretty much in a brand new condition. So I was pretty happy about that. Well, I think you'll find that this whole process of ordering and installing the replacement locks for your CH751 locks is actually pretty easy and straightforward. But if you decide not to do it and you get locked out, you know, come find me. I've got a spare and I'll help you out. But I'll drop a link to the video I made for my installation of these for more information on the installation part, and I'll also share some info on Industrial Lock and Hardware if you want to check them out. I just found that they were the best option for me at the time because I needed to replace 12 locks, and the best that I could find on Amazon was like a pack of 5, and yeah, good luck trying to contact them later if you needed more. But I'll share that information below. As always, share your comments, thoughts, suggestions, tips for all of us below in the comments, and if you are subscribed to the channel, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. So take care.